This Gullah Geechee culture, and even like honestly taking it deeper than that, before it became Gullah Geechee culture, Charleston wouldn't be shit if it wasn't for Black people.
At all.
To be honest,
Talk about it.
like it's the very essence of what makes Charleston what it is. I feel like everything people come down here and love about Charleston is because of us. Even though we don't reap the benefits, of tourism, but it's like they come down here for us. So I feel like Charleston is us. Like even up until the Great Migration, Charleston was majority Black. So I feel like even the foundation of like African American culture, like this would have been the starting point, especially being that this was the capital of the slave trade. So it's like at one point in time, almost any African that was enslaved had to come through these ports of Charleston. So any African American, they shake their family tree, like they're gonna trace back to Charleston or one of the Legacy Heritage Corridor where a port was at. And so I just feel like Charleston is us. It's our little Africa, honestly. If you can't afford, them 2K plane ticket to go back to the motherland, I think this is definitely the closest you're gonna get to like really experiencing and being connected to your ancestors.
Big facts.
How diverse in Black culture is Charleston?
Um, Charleston is extremely diverse because even the essence of being Gullah Geechee, like we're not like on my tour the other day, somebody asked me, are Gullah Geechee people from Sierra Leone? I'm just like, it's hard to, I can't really even just say that because number one, Sierra Leone didn't exist, back in the day, and also we're like a mixture of so many different diverse Black ethnic groups, from West Central Africa. You got Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, all these places that now exist, but it's like we're literally a mixture of all of that. So we're one of the babies of the African diaspora, and then even the Caribbean culture. Because one of the first sets of like Black people that came here that were enslaved, they came here from Barbados. And so it's like we even have that strong Caribbean connection, which I used to be so confused growing up. People ask me what island you from. I'm like the island of North Charleston. I'm from right here, so I don't know what you're talking about. But then just by even learning more of it, you see why it's the way it is. Because especially when our people were fighting back, they didn't always just sold them to like a neighboring plantation in America. A lot of times they sold them off to like the West Indies and vice versa. So I feel like it's diverse. There's so many like Black cultures. Even when I first started doing tours, matter of fact, I met somebody from Mexico, and they said that they're a Gullah Geechee. And I looked it up. It tries a lot. Some Gullah Geechee people also fled and went to what is now Mexico. So it's just so many different like Black cultures that make up within what is Gullah Geechee. And so I feel like Charleston it's the Black diaspora in America is Charleston.
I like that. The Black diaspora in Charleston.
Being from Panama.
I didn't have much to contribute to that statement because everything I was thinking of saying was already said. But yes, I am Panamanian. I have ties to Panama. And when we did our ancestry, a lot of our ancestors came from Trinidad, Tobago, Barbados. And so when I even trace back my lineage, it's amazing to see how diverse just in the Caribbean culture and in the African culture that I am. And being here in Charleston, oftentimes a lot of just people I meet, just strangers, will sound like my ancestors. Not just my ancestors, but also like my kin, my cousins, my aunties. So it's really interesting to just be around people that look like you and sound like you. And if we actually trace our lineage, we probably have some type of ties of being family. So I would definitely say, like she said, if you cannot afford the 2K plane ticket, come down to Charleston. However, Charleston is packed. We are also full. We are extremely full. And the way that Charleston is actually pushing out the people that built this area is extremely disgusting. Gentrification is like no other downtown because downtown used to be extremely just, I would always say blackity black. Like there was us down there. You look down there, there are gradually erasing the traces that is us, which is crazy because when you look into who's cooking the food, who's basically building these buildings, it's us. We're still building this land, but the fact that we're getting pushed out of it is the biggest problematic thing I have with Charleston. So take it with a grain of salt when you do come. We are friendly. There are diverse cultures. There's a lot of activities to do, but you would actually have to look for us more so now than ever. I feel like, which is disgusting.
Yes, and I say we friendly, but only when you make us not friendly. Because I think it's like
Big
it's a
facts.
misconception of people like, oh no, y'all not friendly with people because